Hi everyone, welcome back to the show, Accounting and Tax Help Desk. My name is Haas, a partner at the Alamir CPAs, and today we are talking about the very important topic, a tough but important topic, when to fire a client and what's really cost to keep the wrong one. I'm going to walk you through this in a straight talk like CFO. Let's jump right back to it. It's very important to elevate the quality of your clients because revenue alone doesn't tell the whole story. As I mentioned in the previous episodes, revenue is the outcome of the KPI, is not the actual metrics. So if a client give you 100K a month, who eats your time, drain your team energy, and pay late might actually cost you money. Profitability is about the what you keep, not just what you build. If you see the clients is a very scope creep, they are constantly in emergencies. They pay you late. They pushing boundaries. Text you at night. Send you the late email. Drain your team energy. If you see any of these symptoms or red flags, it's time to have a conversation with your clients. Sometimes if they cancel the meeting and you feel relief, that's the biggest one. So make sure you follow all these red flags. The bad clients can actually hurt your business financially because they consume time and resources you could use for better clients. They might cause employee burnout, increase your employee turnovers. They prevent you from taking a profitable work, and over the time they actually lower your margin. So financially, it's not a good idea to keep the bad clients. Unfortunately, it's very common for all the business owner, doesn't matter small or big, to fire the client for the fear of losing the revenue, and that fears keeps them stuck in the bad situation. But the fear doesn't cost way more than they realize. They just need to get onto it and fire the bad clients, bring more clients, profitable work, so they can actually success. And all the business owner, they need to understand that the bad revenue is worse than no revenue. Letting go of a toxic client frees up your space frees up your space for better and more profitable ones. You are not losing money. You are just making room for a healthier growth and a stable foundation. So in past few episodes, I had a detailed chat about all the KPIs. Most of them were financial, but today I'm going to introduce you to more operational KPI. So you basically want to keep the time and hassle log. You need to track all the extra hours outside of the contract. You need to note every unnecessary escalation. Survey your team. Basically, assess the stress of your team every few months. Uh, Track the collection history of each client, making sure you're not missing the opportunity cost. These are all the operation KPI that you need to assess to understand which one of your clients are bad clients. So we have two. I have two examples to share with you guys. One for one of our clients, and one we actually, as a accounting firm, we experienced ourselves. So for our clients, they had a customer who paid them about 20K a month. It looked great, and over the few months I noticed they are not paying their bills on time, and I kind of got suspicion, like, if they're making 20K a month, why they are not be able to pay down their debt. So I look into more detail, and I understand they had to work overtime, so they have to pay overtime to their staff. They were all constantly on the fire grill. They had to uh, collect late, so the client didn't actually pay them. So when we did the math, we understand they're actually, the profit of that client is actually less than a 500. So they were actually paying their customer to work for them. And when I realized the situation, I just had a call with the owner and explain the situation. And over the few months, they had to let go of the clients. On the other hand, we personally, as an accounting firm, we had a client who paid us 7,500 a month to be their CFO, but they never listened to us. They went always to get the bad loan with the high interest. They were constantly had the issue of issuing their invoices on time, although we helped them. So we couldn't even have a conversation. When we had a meeting, they never showed up to the meeting. So at some point we said it doesn't work to have keep them as a client. We let go of them. We lost in a short time. We lost money, but over the time, we actually got better and high quality clients. The late payment and collection issues, they are basically affecting your cash flow. That means you are not collecting your cash fast, but your vendors they want their money on time. So it's gonna hurt your operational cash flow. And on the other hand, your clients basically sees your business as their bank, so they use your money to service their own clients, and it's gonna affect your cash flow. So if you add the and you're gonna have a stress on your team, so these cash collection issue might actually, if you keep the bad clients for a long time, it's gonna have a bad effect on your business, and you might need to close the doors. Every business needs to review their clients at least twice a month. It's not going to take your time. You basically need to have all the clients in paper and track your payment history, profitability, time demand, your team feedback, basically track all the operational KPI I mentioned before. And if one of the clients hit the multiple of red flags, it's time to have the tough conversation with them. So when you decide to fire clients, you need to have a very candid and direct conversation. You need to have the reset the boundaries, renegotiate the contract, and tighten the payment term. If the situation keeps evolving and the client didn't listen to your first feedback, you need to be super professional, be respectful, and give them notice. It's not gonna be overnight process. It's gonna take a month or up to 3 months actually to fire a client. You need to have the transition plan. You need to, if you can, refer them to the better one of your friends in your industry who can service them better. You might actually refer them to them, so it's gonna be good for your friend's business and good for clients. So the goal is to leave the door open. If things change, they can come back to you, and you don't want to have any bad reputation in the market. Us as a fractional CFO, we bring the numbers and the reality check to the table. It's easier for you to fire your client if you see the hard data without any emotion, showing the costing, showing what's the cost at keeping the bad clients. And if you see on paper that you're not making any money, you can have a better conversation in your mind. You can convince your team it's time to let the client go. So we bring the data and the reality check. The moment you finalize the offboarding of the bad client, your team feels a relief. The productivity goes up, stress goes down. Your team suddenly has the time and energy to do better work. You can go after the better opportunity. It's like removing the weight from your business, and you can actually sleep better at night. If you see a prospect that you can see from the start it's not gonna good fit, first trust your guts. If they are pushing boundaries before even they sign a contract, it's not a good fit. If they are basically trying to negotiate the scope of the contract and negotiate every single dollar in your scope, that's not a good fit. So, and it won't get better, I promise you. If you see the bad clients from the beginning, don't lie to yourself, it won't get better. Politely explain to them that you are not the right fit and wish them well, and transition out immediately. So my biggest advice to all the small business owners who they know they have a toxic client is first do the math. Sit with your fractional CFO and understand the data. Compare the short loss with your long-term gain of freeing your team. Reducing stress and opening a space for better clients. Most of the time, it's best for you to make the move and let them go. So with that, I'm just gonna say one more time, keeping the wrong client is just bad for business. It's bad for sanity, and letting go of the wrong fit might just be the best business decision you can make this year. With that, my name is Haas. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have any question, email us at helpdesk@alamircps.com. We are here to help. As always, we are appreciate if you have a 5-star review in our podcast. We are everywhere: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you listen to your podcast. Drop a comment, like, share, and I see you next time.